Hello Groveland Township. Today's video is to talk about some updated information on the Tripp Rd project and a little bit of updated information on the ORV park. I know many of you have been wondering when the Tripp Rd project's actually getting underway. Well, the preliminary work to Tripp Rd had to be done first, and under the rules that apply for some EPA and federal requirements, the first thing that had to happen was the tree removal had to take place, and that had to be done early in the season by law. The second part of the project that had to be done was the gas company actually moved all of the gas main from the south side of the road to the north side of the road. So many of you may have seen the holes and the work that was going on there. All of that work is now completed. The tree removal is done and the gas main's completed. The actual paving project itself is set to start on July the 30th. So on July the 30th, Tripp Rd will be closed to everybody except the local traffic on it. And that project is going to take from July 30th till November 15th to be completed. That's the time frame allowed for it. It's a fairly major project, and the total cost of the project is just under $3 million. Besides repairing and replacing significant portions of the road, they will be lowering some of the high spots to a lower elevation in order to provide better visibility. And they are also going to be taking out the stream crossing underneath Tripp Rd and putting in a new culvert bunker for it, and also where it crosses into Thread Valley. So this work's pretty extensive and going to be very time consuming. But we wanted you to know that after July 30th, the road will be closed except for local traffic, and it will be maintained for those folks that live there to be able to get in and out all the way through to the completion of the project, which is scheduled for November 15th. By that point in time, all of the road work should be done, the road will be reopened, and all that will be left is some potentially relatively minor cleanup. And for that reason, the project is left on the books until June of 19 to allow them to come back in the spring if they need to do any final grooming after the dirt settles and do any seeding and so forth that needs to be done. So that's the update on the Tripp Rd project. Finally, after many years, the road's going to be really, when it's all done, in much better shape than it was even when it was brand new, which I think goes back to somewhere in the 70s. This road's been in bad shape for a long time, and it's taken us about 4 or 5 years to get the project slotted, and obviously it's ended up costing quite a bit more than we anticipated. But we wanted to let you know the latest status on it. The other thing I'd like to give you some information on is I know a number of you are always calling and asking about when is the ORV park going to be ready for use. Originally, you may recall that it was anticipated that the park would have some preliminary events early in 2018 and be open by the fall. Well, as you can imagine, when you have a project that requires coordination between the state of Michigan and the Oakland County Parks Department, it takes a long time to work out the details. While it's true that the property has been purchased by the state of Michigan, and it's true that the county is doing the final negotiations with the Oakland County Parks Department for the management of it, all the things that we had asked for, it's still not going to be open though until 2019. The latest information I've received from the county recently indicates that they expect the first events in the ORV park to be probably June of 2019. And in anticipation for it, they expect to have a couple of limited events at the beginning, much like we did with the Gully Run, to make sure that things like dust control, noise abatement, and parking and traffic control issues are working well before they open the park up completely. As we get more information on it, we'll try and give you updates as we get closer. Right now, the county is in the process of having a engineering firm go through it. Rowe Engineering is going to look at the park and help design it with some professional help to make sure that it's safe and usable as anticipated. And the first part of the park that will be open will probably be roughly in the neighborhood of about 125 or 30 acres. The balance of the park that's behind Mount Holly will not be fully available until sometime over the next 4 years because the remaining material still has to be pulled out of there. At the conclusion of that, the mining in both of those pits will be 100% done. You may have noticed some truck traffic lately because some stockpiles that were on there have been removed in the last few months, as was required under the contract. So that's kind of the latest and the greatest for what's happening both on Tripp Rd and the ORV park. As we know more information, we'll of course get it to you. And I hope everybody has a safe and secure and enjoyable summer, and we'll talk to you in the future videos. Thank you very much.